Hey, so in this video I show you how to make Knipp at home. First of all, we need some pork belly and pork liver. If you want to skip the liver, that also works, just use more pork belly instead. Then, because it's an grit sausage, we need some oat grits, which I cooked. And then for the spices, some salt, black and white pepper, and then some mace and allspice. And that's it. Pretty simple recipe, pretty traditional recipe, and I would say, yeah, let's start with the process. First of all, we need to cook the grits in water until they are tender. This should take around 30 to 40 minutes. In the meantime, we can cut the meat into cubes or strips. Just make sure they fit your meat grinder later on. And then for cooking, there are two methods. Either you cook them in a pot with water at around 80 degrees Celsius, or we do the same with the sous vide method and put them in a plastic bag and cook them for 30 minutes at around 176 degrees Fahrenheit. The advantage is that the meat liquid will stay in the bag, and in the pot method we will need to re-add it later on. In the meantime, you can grind the spices into a fine powder. And then for grinding, I'm using the smallest perforated disc. And then first we need to separate the meat liquid from the meat. And that is also where, with the pot method, we would need to weigh the cooked meat and then re-add the water. Now grind everything through once, the liver, the grits, and also the meat. And then add the spice mixture and mix everything together. Should look like this in the end, and now it's ready to be filled. You could either fill it into plastic casings, or also a mold would work. I'm using plastic casings caliber 80, which means they have 8 centimeters in diameter. Then you need to twist them off very tight and tie a knot in there, and then we need to cook them at again 80 degrees Celsius, 176 Fahrenheit for roughly, the diameter means that for this, which is 8 centimeters, 80 millimeters, it's 80 minutes. And then you can fry it up, and then it will look like this because it will lose its binding, it will be crumbly and crispy, or the final product looks like this. It's cooked. You could also eat it cold and smear it on a bread, for example. However, the cooked version is the traditional way to eat this. You have these crispy treats of the grits and then also the savory notes of the meat and liver. And yeah, what should I say? Tastes really good. It's a classic recipe in northern Germany. I can totally recommend to try it out. Pretty simple, pretty old school, however still tasty. As always, the full recipe can be found below. If you like this video, then please give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!